We're now going to look at AutoCAD tables. I mentioned these previously when we started the section. We've done the attributes and the attributes in the AutoCAD blocks. We're now going to look at AutoCAD tables. And you can see in the drawing there that we have a typical AutoCAD table. If I click on it, you can see it's all one object and you can see the grips and you can see the editing tools. Now, if you've worked with Microsoft Excel before, using AutoCAD tables will be very easy for you. Because you'll notice, look, we've got A, B, C, D, E for the columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the rows. So those references for those cells in that table are represented in the same way that you have the cells in Microsoft Excel. Now, when it's selected, there's various grips and tools available. I'm just going to hit Escape there to deselect it for the moment. Now, what we're going to look at first of all is working with table styles. Now, you can see that we've got a typical table there with header 1, header 2, etc. That's because I've used the default table style and I've put in the default table settings. So we're going to look at table styles first, and then in the next video we will create our own table and use it with our own table style. Now, let's have a look at creating a new table style first. You'll notice I'm in the Home tab on the ribbon. If I go to the Annotation flyout, you'll notice that we have Table Style Manager there, and that's where we select our table style, because tables are classed as annotation in AutoCAD. So if I click there, that opens up the Table Style Manager. I'll just close it. I can also go to the Annotate tab, and you'll notice over here on the Tables panel, if I click on the flyout there, now you won't need to click on the flyout, obviously, because you've got more screen resolution than me. You'll be able to see these icons straight away. But here on the end of the title bar, little arrow again, click there, and there's the Table Style Manager again. So it's very much like the dimensions, the text, when you're setting up the styles. So you'll notice that we have the default table style, the standard table style. What we're going to do is create a new table style from that style that we've got at the moment. So we click on the New button here, and as you can see, I can only start with standard because it's the only one there, and I'm going to call it Training, like so. And I click on Continue. That will bring up the new table style dialog box. And you can see that you've got the name Training at the top. Now, the table direction is down, so we go down the columns. And you'll notice I can change the settings for all of the cell styles here. So I've got Data, Header, and Title. I can also create new cell styles and give them names if I want to as well. So if I go Manage Cell Styles, you can see Data, Header, Title, and I can edit them, and there's the previews of each one, like so. So you can create new ones if you want to. Personally, I don't tend to do that. I tend to just use what's already there. So let's look at the title at the top first of all. So we've got 3 different settings for the title part of the table. So we've got General, which is properties, things like fill color. Let's change that to a nice cyan. And you'll notice in the preview now, we have a cyan title at the top. And the alignment of the text is there, the type of text is there, the margins are there as well. So we've got margins of 1.5. That's allowing us to have a margin around the text in that particular cell. Now the text itself, text style is standard, text height is 6, text color, let's change the color to red. So it's red on cyan, like that. And the text angle obviously is 0 because it's horizontal. It's nothing to stop you having a vertical bar with the text at 90 degrees down one side of your table, for example. And then obviously you've got the borders, so you've got the lines here going around the cells and the headers and so on. Now obviously you can change the line weight and the line type and the color. Now what I would do here is probably change all of this to by layer, because you put your tables on a separate layer, and if you put it all on a separate layer like that, you can also switch the tables on and off if you need to. You can have double lines, so if I do that, it puts a double line around the box instead, with a spacing between those lines as well. So that's our title part of our table set up. What you would then do is then go back to the top of the list, go to Header, and what I might change there in the text is just have a text style that's a different height. You can see there, text color. So we might change that to red as well. So the header is red. And then you might have in the borders, different color borders. But again, change that to by layer if you wish. It's entirely up to you. Depends on what you want to use it for. You might have separate colors. And then you might also have a fill color there. Let's say yellow, for example. So your title and your headers stand out. So we now have a new table style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to OK that now. And you'll see there's our training style there. Make sure you select it. Click on Set Current and then close. And then you'll notice if you go back to the Home tab on the ribbon, click on the annotation flyout, you can see that training is now our current table style. And what we'll do in the next video is we'll bring in another table and can compare it now to the default table we've got on the screen in front of you.